Country all set for launch of 5G internet services by October this year. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma calls on Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar, invites him to visit Meghalaya. Nagaland gets its second railway terminal. Chief Minister Nephew Rio says it's a historic day for the state. Security forces bust illegal gun manufacturing unit in Churachandpur district of Manipur. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma reviews construction of Swahid Smarak, says it will be ready by next year. A very good evening, viewers, and welcome to the Northeast News Bulletin. This is Saraswati Singha bringing to you the stories in detail. In national news first, Communications Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw has said the country is ready for launch of 5G services by October this year. He said this while releasing amendment in the Indian Telegraph Right of Way Rules 2016 to facilitate faster and easier deployment of telecom infrastructure for faster 5G rollout in India. In his address at the event in New Delhi on Thursday evening, he mentioned 4 basic ingredients for ensuring faster rollout of 5G services across the country, mainly allocation of spectrum, reforms in the processing of raw permission, cooperative federalism and rollout of services. Spectrum allocation and harmonization has been completed successfully.
17 states have agreed to the deemed approval construct. यानी आपने संचार सरल संचार में और पीएम गति शक्ति आरओडब्ल्यू पोर्टल में एप्लीकेशन डाली और तुरंत उसमें ऑटोमेटिक अप्रूवल हो जाए ज्यादातर चीजें बहुत बड़ी बात है। आप सोचिए इसका इम्पैक्ट देखिए आप इन सब रिफॉर्म्स का प्राइम मिनिस्टर साहब ने जो रिफॉर्म्स किए हैं इनका इम्पैक्ट देखिए पहले ऑन एन एवरेज 343 डेज लगते थे अप्रूवल्स के किसी भी आरओडब्ल्यू टेलीकॉम टावर इन सबके अप्रूवल्स वो आज करीब करीब 22 दिन आ गए 343 से इट हैज कम डाउन टू 22 डेज 16 days is the average in the month of July. Imagine 343 days.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today held a bilateral meeting with Tanzanian Minister of Defence and National Service Dr. Stergomena Lawrence Tax in New Delhi. After the meeting, Singh said there is immense scope to boost defence and military-to-military cooperation between both the countries. He expressed confidence that India-Tanzania partnership will continue to grow over the coming decades, taking the bilateral relations to a greater height. He said both the leaders reviewed the full range of India-Tanzania defence ties. Singh said India and Tanzania share the same strategic space and India considers Tanzania as a major Western Indian Ocean player.
It is therefore important that we work together to expand our relations on the arising opportunities.
Moving on to news related to Northeast now, Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma today called on Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar in New Delhi. Informing this in a tweet, Sangma said a very warm, jovial person, the Vice President showed keen interest in the products of Meghalaya farmers. Sangma invited Dhankar to visit Meghalaya. In another tweet, Sangma said he also met Union Commerce and Industries Minister Piyush Goyal to thank him for his clarification on the export of limestone from Meghalaya to neighbouring countries, an important step in furthering Government of India's Act East policy. Nagaland Chief Minister Nephew Rio today said it's a historic day for the state as Nagaland now has the second railway terminal passenger services after a gap of more than 100 years on Dhansari-Sokuvi railway line. In his tweets, Rio informed that he flagged off the Doni Polo Express from Sokuvi station, an alternative route for Nagaland and Manipur passengers to Guwahati. Rio urged Northeast Frontier Railway to ensure that the Dimapur railway station gets its due share of development so that it expands further and continues to serve not only the residents of Nagaland but also of Manipur and the neighbouring districts of Assam. Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister Pema Khandu today said in a tweet that work should not suffer even though he does not remain physically present in the state. He joined the state cabinet meeting through video conferencing from New Delhi. The cabinet took some key decisions which will shortly be made public. In Manipur, Chief Minister N. Biren Singh today held a meeting with the representatives of Coordination Committee on Manipur Integration, COCOMI and United Naga Council at his office in Imphal. Informing this in a tweet, he said he exchanged ideas on various developmental initiatives undertaken by the government in the hills as well as in the valley. In another tweet, the Chief Minister said he chaired a meeting with Ministers Y. Khemchand Singh and Letpao Hauke, the Chief Secretary and other senior officials to discuss proper demarcation of all the villages in the state. Still in Manipur, a combined team of state police and paramilitary forces busted a local illegal gun manufacturing unit on Thursday at New Lamka in Churachandpur district. The manufacturing unit was discovered at the residence of Pauminlun Swantup, who is now absconding. A large number of locally made guns and other equipment have been recovered from his residence. The police has registered a case under Arms Act 1959. In Assam, Governor Professor Jagdish Mukhi today administered the oath of office to Professor Narendra Shivaji Chaudhary as Vice Chancellor of Assam Science and Technology University. Professor Mukhi extended his best wishes to him on his new endeavour to take the academic environment of the institution to greater heights. The function was held at Raj Bhavan, Guwahati, in presence of State Education Minister Ranoj Pego and Advisor to Education Department Dr. Nani Gopal Mahanta.
In the name of the God, that I will bear true faith and alliance to the Constitution of India as by law established, that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India, and that I will duly and faithfully and to the best of my ability, knowledge and judgment perform the duties as the Vice Chancellor, Assam Science and Technology University.
टेक्नोलॉजी का प्रोग्रेस करना, और जैसे कि मैंने देखा मेरे जो पहली असाइनमेंट थी नानयांग टेक्नोलॉजिकल विश्वविद्यालय में सिंगापुर में, मैंने वहाँ पर देखा कि जो यूनिवर्सिटी वर्ल्ड रैंकिंग में कहीं से कहीं तक नहीं थी, जिसमें मैंने 10 सालों में देखा कि इट हैज़ बिकम टॉप 20, वन ऑफ द टॉप 20 यूनिवर्सिटीज़ इन द होल वर्ल्ड. So the process which they followed is emphasis on best quality teaching as well as research. So मैं ये कहूँगा कि पढ़ाई के साथ साथ अनुसंधान, इसमें जो योगदान है, ये योगदान अगर हम लोग आगे के लेवल पे ले जा पाए तो बहुत अच्छा रहेगा. और मेरा
Still in Assam, Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma today reviewed the construction of Swahid Smarak and Park at Paschim Boragaon in Guwahati, being built in memory of the martyrs of Assam agitation with a financial outlay of 180 crore rupees. The construction is likely to be completed by next year. It will have a 13-floor Swahid Smarak, open-air theatre, library cum auditorium, yoga centre, cycling track, among other facilities. There will be a food court with cuisines of northeastern states and play area for children. 70% of this site will remain as wetland.
আজি আমি প্ৰথম পৰ্যায়ৰ কামৰ অগ্ৰগতি বুজ ল'বলৈ আহিছিলোঁ প্ৰায় 50% কাম অগ্ৰগতি হৈছে মই আশা কৰোঁ যে অহা বছৰৰ ভিতৰত আমি প্ৰথম পৰ্যায়ৰ কাম শেষ কৰিব পাৰিম
In Tripura, Chief Minister Dr. Manik Saha today attended the award distribution ceremony of 128-year-old traditional Maharani Tulsivati Higher Secondary Girls School in Agartala. Informing this in a series of tweets, Dr. Saha said awards were presented to the achievers in the secondary and higher secondary examinations. He said the state government is making efforts to revamp the education system of Tripura. In Meghalaya, Chief Minister Conrad Sangma has released the Meghalaya Autumn Calendar 2022 at the State Secretariat, Shillong. The calendar contains all the upcoming events for the rest of the year. As per the calendar, Cherry Blossom Festival 2022 will be held from November 17th to 26th. There will be a mega music contest which will be held in Shillong from November 17 to 19. Next event will be Shillong Literary Festival from November 21 to 23rd at Shillong. Two sporting events are in the mix, the Northeast Olympic Games from October 30th to November 6 in Greater Shillong and the Mega Kayak Fest from October 13 to 16 in Riboi.
Systematic calendar events so that a tourist is easily able to identify and take a decision on where he or she would want to go. And hence
In Durham Cup football, Hyderabad FC defeated Chennaiyin FC in the first match today played at Kuman Lampak Stadium, Imphal. In second match of the day, Jamshedpur FC are now playing against FC Goa at Kishore Bharati Stadium, Kolkata. In Sikkim, Smart India Hackathon 2022 Software Edition Grand Finale 2022 was held at SMIT on Thursday and today. Smart India Hackathon 2022 was launched by All India Council for Technical Education and the Ministry of Education. The objective of Smart India Hackathon is to provide students with a platform to solve some of the pressing problems they face in their day-to-day life. Lieutenant General and Vice Chancellor, Sikkim Manipal University were the chief patrons of the event. In Meghalaya, Lieutenant General Gurbipal Singh, Director General NCC, visited Shillong on Thursday. He applauded the high levels of spirit, motivation and dedication of NCC cadets from the northeastern region. He said there will be additional training equipment, infrastructure and funds for the region for further improvement of standards. During a media interaction, he highlighted the contributions of NCC in Northeast. And to end the news, the main points once again. Country all set for launch of 5G internet services by October this year. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma calls on Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar, invites him to visit Meghalaya. Nagaland gets its second railway terminal. Chief Minister Nephew Rio says it's a historic day for the state. Security forces bust illegal gun manufacturing unit in Churachandpur district of Manipur. And Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma reviews construction of Swahid Smarak, says it will be ready by next year. And that brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.